Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general reading for April, listen to me, for August 8th to the 15th. Remember, the messages are general. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Energy could always be vice versa. You want to check your rising sign, your moon sign, and your Venus sign. So I hope you guys are hanging in there with Mars in your second house of resources and things you value and your self-esteem and how you view yourself in relation to the outside world. That second house is Mars is like, I want to get up and do. You're feeling a lot of initiative in there regarding all of these things, but it's being squared by your 11th house of friends, associations, your goals, your desires, what you actually want for your life, associations that you're involved with. 11th house is all those things. And we have, what's nice is we have Pluto and Jupiter conjunct, which is nice because it's all about transformation. So you know what you want. You know what you want your goals to be. You know what you want, but it's like Saturn is in there saying, no, Pisces, not yet. You have to do it this way. It's got to be all about, a methodical approach, baby steps, right? A different approach in this way. Right? I mean, Saturn's challenging in that way, but the biggest gifts end up coming out on the other side. And we're all going to be seeing the gifts of this come January. Right now, Mars is in there giving us this fire in our belly. It is going to be going retrograde on September 9th. We're going to talk more about that the closer that becomes, the closer that gets. So we have Polar Bear. Has to do with resources. Yes, second house. So anything that makes you feel stable, home, secure, anything secure that helps you feel secure. There's been challenges in that, but we have some sun. And okay, yeah, and then we have Park, which is kind of like an 11th house energy. It has to do with social media, being out there. Okay, listen, for some of you, if this is to do with work, it has to do with networking. For others of you, this can have to do with reconnecting with somebody from your past. Reconnection, a reconnection. These we do not read in the reverse. All right, we got bridge, so I have to pull one more. If you're watching for your other signs, you notice I don't always pull the same amount of Lenormand. It's like what I'm called to do, because depending on how the messages come out. Okay, good. We have Clover. All right, good. So it's ending good. I do like this. Again, you guys are dealing with this tension between your goals and the people you associate with and your friends, and there is this pressure having to do with your resources and what it is that you value and how good you feel about yourself. There is this definitive tension there, right? But now we also let me just throw the astro dice in this. We do have Saturn forming a quintile with Chiron on the 12th, and this aspect first formed on December 2019, and it'll perfect again on December 25th. But we can feel more confident and very effective and secure regarding our responsibilities during this time. We have a very strong sense of innovation and what we have to do, right? We're good at making this work for ourselves. And we're also very, far more capable and able to express our unique qualities or to go our own way if somebody's not on board with us, without there being a lot of drama, right? There being respect, and it all handled in a very respectful way. And then we also have Uranus turning retrograde on the 15th, and this could definitely be a season for a more conservative approach to how you pursue your goals. While Uranus is retrograde until the middle of January, your desire to make changes in your life can be turned inward as you get in touch with what might be holding you back to live your most authentic life, your most spontaneous life, right? And definitely like a less rebellious time internally speaking. Can't say the same thing for what's going to be happening out in society, because this is like more of a micro interpersonal read, right? But Mars is soon going to be turning retrograde on that 9th of September. See, taking things slow right now is probably a good idea in all areas for sure. So we have Leo, we have the 12th house, we have the moon, and we have Mercury. Yeah, so Mercury is about learning something new that's going to end up positively impacting your day-to-day environment. Okay, so we have Leo. Leo's all about getting in touch with what it is that you want, need, and desire. Getting in touch with your creativity. This rules romance. This rules love affairs. This rules the act of sex. This rules your hobbies, entrepreneurial activities, your children, anything like that. That's all big fifth house. That's what Leo is all about. And we have the 12th house energies, which is you guys, right? So this is about getting in touch with where might you get in your own way, right? Because, you know, your house, the 12th house, is the house of self-undoing. Where might you sabotage yourself? Where might be there be some escapism that's an issue? But at the same time, really getting in touch with what are your wishes? What are your wishes for your life? And really and then we have the moon. So I feel like you're going to be very focused on your, deep inside, you're going to be focused on what it is that you need to feel very safe and secure and rooted and grounded and all of that. So I feel like that's all going to be very, very important to you. And this makes sense. You know, going to the Lenormand, we have the polar bear, which is all about, it could be for some of you, it could indicate mother, right? Some sort of challenge or struggle that you're processing, having to do something regarding your mother. But it also has to do with resources and things that you need and require to feel safe. And because it's looking at the cloud portion of the Lenormand, there's been struggle here. But this does indicate light on the other side of it, you working through it. And it could be, if it has to do with resources and career, some sort of networking, something going online, advertising something, putting yourself out there in some way, being very benefic. For others of you, this can indicate a reconnection with something or someone from the past. It doesn't mean that you have to be getting back with an old relationship, although that can be. Let's see what the rest of the cards say. But putting yourself out there to help rectify this situation. Now we have the moon looking at this, okay? So the moon is you getting very, very, we get a lot of moon energy here, I feel like, just happening. You getting very clear about what it is that you want and need. I mean, the moon is about love and romance, intuition, your psychic abilities. I mean, you guys, right? You guys, Pisces, right? I mean, you guys are the most psychic sign. Your psychic abilities, your imagination, creativity. I mean, these are just some things. But there's also this idea of you getting very, very honest with yourself about, you know, what it is that you want and need. Like, careful reflection is necessary here. If you're upon whatever you're doing regarding your networking, whatever you're revisiting, some very careful reflection. But then I see there's this bridging. So there's this bridging of ideas. There's this bridging of connection. There is this bridging here. It's a connection to a place or to people or points in time even, right, that have separated you from something that you're meant to be with, right? So the bridge is all about being able to shorten that distance, if that makes sense. So perhaps it is a relationship that you're meant to reconnect with, and you guys are not near each other right now, and there needs to be this reconnection and it going really well, because we have the Clover energy. This could indicate you reaching out to people who you knew once upon a time in business, and that reaching out going really beautifully for you for what it is that you're trying to do. Whatever business situation this is, this could have to do with relationship, whatever you're reaching to, whatever you're making connections to, is really going to be very, very good. This is a very good energy. And a lot of times on the other side, if this has to do with business, it can result in the signing of papers, the signing of contracts. So, you know, but it is this, the networking, reaching back to the past, getting online, communicating in a different way, different than you've been doing, is the answer here to whatever's troubling your heart, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So let's get into the tarot. Celtic cross spread. So just so you know, the love won the poll that I ran online for what you guys wanted an extra read on at the end. I put love, career, astrology, or other. So love came in at 44%, astrology at 22%, career 30%, and 4% other. So hopefully we'll give a little bit to everyone. Remember, it's only weekly reading. So we'll do this each week. We have the King of Cups. Okay. King of Cups, Libra and Scorpio. Crossed by the Five of Wands. Battle of the Wills. We got the Tower as the foundation. Don't be scared of that. Okay, Three of Pentacles in the past. The Hierophant as the future. So perhaps despite the Tower, it ends in marriage. How about that? Okay, if it has to do with a relationship, or it could be a great business partnership, or something that really speaks to your moral code and your moral compass. So it's a Sagittarius energy. All right, anyway, coming into this, we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So awesome energy, Mars and Capricorn putting in the work. I call this the Architect card. So if this was a relationship, you guys in your past, you were in the space of planning, at least in your view. You guys were planning, you guys were building, you guys were figuring out what work needed to be put in to the relationship to actually have your life together. This could indicate for work, if this has to do with work, this could indicate a fresh path, a new perspective having to do with work, right? Because Mars rules Aries. Aries is about a fresh perspective, feeling really excited about a new path, and it's in Capricorn, which is all about work. So, beautiful building energy though. It's like a blending of energies in order to build. Right now, the current situation. So we have the King of Cups, which is fabulous, and we have the Five of Wands, which can be a challenge. So, okay. So the King of Cups is a Libra and Scorpio energy. There's transformation that's got to go on here in this relationship. There is a lot of attraction here, but there is the need for transformation because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And then there's Libra. Libra is the house of relationships, serious relationships, marital relationships, or very like long-term serious kind of relationships. So it's how equitable has everything been? How equitable has money been? How equitable was communication? Was everybody treated fairly? Was there transparency? Was there honesty? All of these things, right? The King of Cups energy is all of those things. It's honest, it's transparent, it's emotional, it shares, it doesn't hold back, it's very open, very communicative. But then we have it's being crossed by the Five of Wands, which is Saturn and Leo. So somebody's ego was preventing one of you or both of you from being completely transparent, completely open. Maybe you are embarrassed about, something going on, because honestly, having Mars in the second house as well, squaring to the 11th, it could certainly be Pisces, some of you feeling very sort of like uncomfortable, dare I say maybe even insecure, though you can call it whatever you want, about yourself, right? In as far as how you're perceived out in the world, where there is, because the second house is this idea of connection between ego and self-perception, right? So it's like you might have been in this energy where you were in a mode of self-protection, where you weren't being completely transparent. You might have thought you were being, maybe you were being really honest about everything, but you weren't being completely forthcoming, kind of like through omission kind of thing. And maybe it's because you felt very vulnerable and very insecure about a certain situation. You didn't feel comfortable sharing something. You didn't want somebody to see you in a certain way or in a certain light. And it's something that, quite frankly, you didn't think worth sharing or something, but it ended up being an issue in the relationship. Or this could certainly have been an energy that you ended up dealing with, right? Because these could always be vice versa. But it's that battle of the wills, And it's like, well, I don't understand. Why couldn't you be more honest, share things this way, that be this, and this? And it being a matter of ego is the answer at the end of it all. Be it yours or theirs, it doesn't really matter. Like that was the situation. So the crowning energy right now is the Three of Wands, Sun in Aries. It's about this new path being called forth on this new path. It's my favorite minor arcana, Sun in Aries. It's like you have everything you need to start this new path, and have everything that you need. This is very much on your mind. But the foundation here is this Tower energy, Pisces. I feel like there's some sort of pain that you're nursing. If it doesn't have to do with the relationship, it has to do with disappointment in a career. It could be a little bit of both, and a family connection, maybe a little cocktail of all of those things, right? But the Tower is something becoming illuminated, the light shining very brightly on something that needs to be dismantled, either within you, a relationship, a job, a family connection where you love them from a distance, a friendship. Something needs to come down here. It's not in your best interest to continue on the path of whatever this is connected to. So you have to understand the Tower is Mars, right? Mars is the star right now. And Mars, though, while Mars is the warrior planet, it's challenging. It's all about shaking things up and saying, listen, we've all been giving you the red flags, Pisces. We've been trying to get the rose-colored glasses off of you, but for some reason you keep seeing this person or yourself or this job in a certain light that you need to change. It needs to be updated. It needs to be dismantled. If it's a relationship, it wasn't meant for you. If it has to do with how you've been viewing yourself and your internal narrative, you need to start talking to yourself differently with more authenticity. Something needs to change here, and it's always for your best good. Because Mars is connected to the Chariot, which is connected to Cancer, which is that fourth house, that metaphorical home space, where you're meant to be. Where you're at right now in this Tower energy, it's not serving you. So only you're going to know what that means for you. If your relationship is pretty good, or relationship isn't even a thing for you right now, or your job is good and that's not a thing, you might want to consider if it's not the way that you're thinking and processing something in your life, the way your perception of self or other, and you needing to change and update that. Because right now you're very anxious and you're very depressed, perhaps even, right? The Nine of Swords is the 3 a.m. anxiety card, is what I call it, where there are intrusive thoughts that are ruminating, and it's a Mars, right? There's Mars here. It's Mars in Gemini, Gemini being your thoughts, and Mars is in there as the warrior saying, you know, we got to look at things differently, Pisces. How, you know, why did you let that happen? Or why did they say that to you? Does it have any validity? Does it not have any validity? What's the truth here? What's not the truth? This is not about blaming, pointing fingers, anything like that. It's about getting in touch with your most authentic truth and having a hard time doing that regarding yourself, regarding a situation, regarding some sort of work situation, you know, family situation, whatever it is for you. Now, the external energy surrounding you is the devil energy. So this can just be the general energetic influence surrounding you of self-sabotage, imbalance. You know, the devil, again, is anything that's imbalanced. So it could be drinking too much, drugging too much, partying too much, spending too much money, addicted to sex, having some sort of eating disorder, anxiety, depression, unchecked and untreated, lust, narcissism, fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment. I mean, we could go on all day. It's the imbalance, though, in any area that ends up becoming problematic for you in that job, in that relationship, in that friendship. So does somebody drink too much? Is somebody too depressed and anxious to show up in full form, but they're not helping themselves? That level of imbalance can be an issue. Is somebody just too greedy, way too focused on money? That can be an imbalance that can end up being an issue. You know what I mean? So whatever that is. Now, the issue could be with you, it could be with somebody that you're dealing with, or it could just be the general energetic influence that's surrounding you that's creating this anxiety in you. The fear you're having is the Ten of Cups. You're afraid if you're ever going to really be happy. You're afraid you're ever going to feel peace and love and all of that beautiful stuff that the Ten of Cups stands for. And I understand you feeling afraid of that if you're going through a transition right now. But the final outcome here is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is a Taurus and Gemini energy, and it's about really having a very practical, down-to-earth ideas and approach with how things need to be moving forward. It's you understanding, Pisces, that you need to learn something. Taurus and Gemini is Gemini, because Gemini is a student. You need to learn something very practical about establishing a new truth for yourself. Because swords are truth. Swords are thoughts. It's communication. It's communication with self. It's communication with others. And it's time for you to learn a new approach. It's time for you to learn something new. This could be somebody coming in and teaching it to you. This could be you teaching it to somebody else. This could just be the general energetic influence of there needing to be a new approach to that relationship, to career, to money, to that family connection, to friendship. And I love the near future. The Hierophant. Hierophant is one of the marriage cards. Some of you are going to resonate with it like that. A deepening, very deepening of a belief system in a connection. This could also have to do with you adopting. Some of you may be adopting a whole new form of spirituality. a whole new, really updating and revising your moral code and your moral compass, what you put out there to the world. I mean, the Hierophant is a Sagittarius energy, right? So it really does have to do with our belief system. You know, it's our belief system. And it is connected also to Taurus, to the energy of Taurus as well. It's the Sagittarius with the belief system, but it's the bull in numerology. What it has to do with, in a very practical way, very practical, keeping it real, down to earth in the 3D. So I like this. This is, you know why I like it for you? Because just your archetype of Pisces, you guys are that 12th house. And I always consider you guys like, you're just so wise, right? Because you're the oldest sign, you're the most intuitive, you know, and you're so sensitive and you're so giving and all of these wonderful things, but you are the oldest water energy. And it's like, I always view you guys as like this endless ocean. And so where is the bottom of the endless ocean? And then when you're ruled by Neptune, as you guys are, it's like, what's real, what's not? Like, where do I plant my feet? So what I like about this is I feel a lot of earthy energy in this reading, which is good. So it could be that you're tapping into the earthy elements in your chart, because you're not only just Pisces, for goodness sake, right? You're other things as well. So I do like that. I sense this is a challenging time for many of you, but I see it ending well, if that matters at all. So, oh, I just dropped some cards. Sorry, I'm knocking everything over. I just dropped my good tarot. All right, so let's pull some good tarot. That's the name of the deck. It's not an adjective. These big, okay, hold on. Let me move my camera back here. Sorry, I'm knocking around the whole place. Moon, okay. Queen of Air, okay. Queen of Air, Queen of Swords, lots of truth. Lots of truth coming out. So Fool is taking a calculated risk. It's a Uranus energy, focused on your future. You're very focused on your future, and you're going to take a chance, you're going to take a risk. Then we have a Moon energy. So you might be dealing with a Cancer energy, but the Moon energy tells me that you're very focused on something to do with home, that 4th house energy, and you're feeling something deep inside. You're not really sharing it with anybody. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Air as the Sword energy. Queen of Air is just being very honest and open, and really just very honest and open. It's very practical, in a very pragmatic way. It's Virgo and Libra. Virgo's a problem solver. Virgo's critical. Virgo makes things happen, and it's in Libra, which is about relationships. So I do see that there's going to be very healthy communication about how something can roll out moving forward, based on how it is that you really feel and what it is that you feel to need to feel safe and secure with that Moon energy. Okay, only time will tell. All right. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And we have, obviously, only time will tell. We have to wait and see. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times you must accept things as they are. There's no point to trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay. So why don't we pull some, let's pull some Island Time Wellness. Coffee cup. Meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Clock. Need time, take time, time in cycles, time to heal, to progress. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay. like I'm getting messages with these, but I feel like I'm not getting enough messages. Two of Pentacles, you're feeling very confused. So you might, oh, King of Cups. Okay. So, okay. Oh my gosh. What is going on? They're all popping out. Everybody wants to come say something. Three of Wands. Oh, okay. All right, let me not say anything yet. Let me pull one more. All right. Justice. All right. Pisces, I feel like you're very conflicted between an old energy and opening yourself up to a new energy, right? This is Two of Pentacles. What do I do? Jupiter and Capricorn. Jupiter expands whatever it's in. You know, not an easy energy. They're kind of like, because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. When Jupiter and Saturn are hanging out together, it's in fall. Doesn't mean that it's completely powerless. It just means that you're in this position where you just really don't know, you know, which is the right answer for you. Now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to get even a little more specific here. I feel like this is not even a new energy, though. I feel like you are confused about getting back with one of, there are two people in your past, and you're trying to figure out, right? Because it's Jupiter and Capricorn. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn's age. Saturn is history. So there's a history here. So I do feel like there is a history involved in this. And then we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is a Libra and Scorpio energy. Yeah, so it's about transformation in relationship. And that transformation is going to incite a brand new path. There's a very exciting energy. This is communication coming in. Either you calling somebody, them calling you, and somebody professing their love for you, their desire to move forward with you, recognizing all of the beautiful things that you are, right? Because Pisces are so beautiful. And you moving forward. Not even looking back, right? Back is turned, take care. Toothpaste is out of the tube, can't put it back in again. What's done is done, goodbye, right? But as you do this, and as you enter this Three of Wands energy, the Sun in Aries, this new path, there's justice. Very important. Something that you need to provide and something that somebody needs to provide to you. Justice is a Libra energy. The glyph is the scales. What's fair, what's not. It's ruled by Venus. This represents the house of relationships, particularly marital level relationships. And this is about really being very fair and open and transparent and honest, having to do with communication, having to do with feelings of love, emotions, having to do with finances. Oh, that's all that Venus rules. Venus rules money, love, and self-esteem and self-love. So you also want to check in with yourself. Do you feel good about the version of yourself that you are in this connection? So all of these things are very, very important to consider at this, in this energy. So I see you. Yeah, I know. Pisces, I feel like whenever I say, like, some of you might be getting back with a past person, I get a lot of hate on my page. And this is the thing. It might not be your message. You need to understand that. This is YouTube. It's a platform. This is a general reading. I don't know what else is in your chart. If you're a Pisces sun, that is only one little drop in the bucket and almost like besides the point, even though it represents your ego consciousness. That's why I'm such a proponent of knowing your chart, really knowing your chart, okay? It might not be your message this time. Not only that, if you're resonating with everything, but you're really uncomfortable about getting back with anyone, then sit this out. You're an energetic being. You're not a puppet. You have control over your own life. You're not a puppet to the energies. I could provide you with what the energies will support, and you need to make the choice whether you're going to engage or not. And that's just the way this works. It's very important to understand, particularly for those of you who are new at tarot. I hope you took this from, understand that this is coming from a place of love, and you understand. I have a very thick skin, so comments really don't bother me, which is why I'm on here. But when I get comments like that, I feel more sad because there's a level of misunderstanding about how to actually use tarot and even astrology on this platform in that way. It could be so helpful, but we have to understand that not every message is going to be for us specifically, because the person delivering the message does not have your personal chart in front of them and tapping into your personal energy. And many of you know that, but I do want to just say that just as an aside, right? Just to be fair to you guys, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful or validating in some way for those of you who resonated with it, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.